Hello, friends, and welcome to this one-on-one chat with Brother Malcolm. Brother Malcolm has helped thousands of people through his spiritual talks, delivering his insights and experiences to anyone and everyone in need. He has also helped hundreds of people through counseling. Many people have benefited from his counseling, and that has led them to live a better and a fuller life. I was introduced to Brother Malcolm through a common friend. His spiritual insights on practical issues grabbed my attention, and I started visiting him more regularly. Through counseling, I have been able to resolve unconscious issues of my past, and I have been able to understand how they affect my present. I am now a more balanced individual, and I am able to perform my different roles of wife, mother, daughter-in-law, daughter, employee more joyfully and more effectively. I will now invite Brother Malcolm to please speak to us on some challenges of family life.
So thanks, Valerie. I'll see if I can do justice to that question of yours. Honestly speaking, I don't think people really come when there are difficulties in their family life. I don't like using the word problem. I would say when there are challenges in their family life. So the first thing that comes to my mind would be self-confidence. Now let me give you a little story that comes in the Christian tradition, or what we call the Bible, where in the story of Adam and Eve, when God created them, He gave them the whole world to fulfill all their needs. But they were told not to eat from one tree because that was the tree of life. And within them was always a deep longing and saying, why not that tree? Why not that tree? Why can't we go to that tree and take it? And eventually they do. Now what I want to say today is that most of us, all of us, have got everything we possibly need to live a functional life. Most of us were educated in a family, in a home where we were taught that we were not complete. And so we grew up with this idea that, if daddy loves me, then I'll be happy. If mommy loves me, then I am someone. If I get this particular education, or later on as we grew up, it would mean things like, if I had that car, if I had that house, if I had that girl to marry me, if I had that boy to marry me, if I had that job, if I went into. So all these kind of things. Basically, we have trained ourselves from childhood, and not we have trained ourselves, but parents have trained us, and schools have trained us, and colleges have trained us to be dependent. So that's our first problem. Why in married life? Because tell me, who of us really gets married out of 100% confidence that, if you married me, I would be happy. And if you did not marry me, I would also be happy. I am content within myself. Now, because we are not fully secure, we are not fully confident, which is fair enough. In life, we have to keep on growing. And so we do get married. We are all excited, we are in love, and we feel so happy when we are in each other's company. But soon after marriage, a certain monotony sets in. And then after some time there, where we would be enjoying each other's company, now we are seeking diversions already. Shall we not go for a movie? Shall we not go for a picnic? Shall we not go to go and visit relatives and friends? And soon, then later on, it gets even more complicated when the first child is born. First of all, the child was never on my menu. I had never planned on having a child. But there was pressure in the family. The parents wanted, the in-laws wanted, the village wanted, call it what you like. And worst of all, finally, when the mother did get pregnant, it was out of sheer mistakes. So now comes the child. Now, mother is working, father is working, and the child has to be taken care of. So another problem turns up. Who's going to take care of the child? Okay, that can be debatable. If there are grandmother, grandfather in the house, the child can be taken care of. But a bigger problem comes up. And probably this is the first time the husband and wife fight. Because all the attention that the husband was getting is not getting that anymore. And suddenly he begins to say, what on earth are you doing? The whole day you are with that child. In the night, she will refuse to have sex with him because she has to take care of the child. He is pushed aside. Don't you see? The child will wake up. Why are you troubling me? I have been the whole day working with the child and the child has been... And it goes on for months. After some time, because also of my lack of confidence, I begin to distrust. Where has he gone? Why has he not come from office today in time? Where is she gone? Why is that she has not come? She spends so much time with all those women that are there. And if it is women, well and good. Sometimes it might be with men outside. Then his monkey goes even higher up. So there are things like this that come in everyday life. In everyday life, whether it is their marital relationship, whether it is their work, whether it is bringing up the family, whether it is doing the things in the house. Who's going to take care of this? No school or college ever prepared them for married life. No school or college ever advised them of what would happen in married life. Okay, let me go to another problem. How many of us have really seriously thought about my family in which I was brought up? I could give you just now an example or two. There was this girl whom I knew, and she was having one big problem with her family, with her parents. And so when she gets friendly with this boy, she's just waiting to get married with him. And in fact, when she had come to talk to me about him, I asked her, but why do you want to get married, my girl, in such a hurry? No, I want to get out of that house of mine. My mother is always on my back. My father takes the life out of me. If I get married, I'll be at peace. I called the boy and I said, talking with him, why do you want to get married? He said, brother, see, honestly speaking, my father is on the deathbed. He wants to see me married before I die. And so we are trying to hurry up the marriage and get. Tell me, are those reasons for getting married? Now, obviously, after that man died and after this girl left her home and came to live, within a week they were quarreling with each other. Why were they quarreling with each other? Have they now fallen out of love? Not exactly. But the family upbringing makes all the difference. Many people think, I have married an individual. We never marry an individual. We marry a family. We marry what we would say in Indian terms, a khandan, a whole culture that goes behind it. And all that has to be taken into account. The food that he likes eating, my mother never taught me to prepare that. I prepare it my way. He doesn't like it. And the things that are done in the house, the customs that we follow and what. There are so many different things. How many of us are confident enough to be able to listen to what the other has to say, to understand what the other has to say? She is not bad, he is not bad, but we are different. And to accept that, to accept differences, we have to be a tremendously confident person. Are there answers for this? Yes, definitely. To start, to resume what you were doing before you got married. Take time with each other. One of the things I remember going to one family where I asked them, how much time do you all spend with each other? Oh, Father, who has got time for that? Who has got time for that? For what do you have time? I'm so busy in the office. I come 10 o'clock in the night home. I just want my supper, hot water bath, and I want to go to bed. And she says, I have been busy the whole day. I go to office. I come home. I have to fill the water. I have to cook the food. I have to get this. Where do we get time? I said, if you want to save your marriage, get into that room, lock the door, and spend half an hour to an hour sharing on what has happened the whole day. Share the mundane things, what you did in the office, what you did in the office, what you did today at home, the cooking, the thing, talk to each other, be with each other, hug each other, kiss each other. You don't have to have sex every day necessarily, but you can do a lot of loving to each other, a lot of loving and affection and understanding and supporting and caring. Often women will complain of one thing. He doesn't understand me. He doesn't support me. He is not there for me. Woman is not interested intrinsically in the sexual behaviors. She is more interested in being held, in being touched, in being understood, in being cared for. You don't even have to agree with her. You have to just listen to her. And the man wants the woman's support, her warmth, her care, her understanding as well. But many times he will not show that. He will not show that. So, one of the primary things I would tell you all is to resume talking with each other. Get time to be with each other. Get time to be with each other. Begin to understand what is it that is preventing you from being a healthy, happy and joyful person. If you are able, and problems are going to come, difficulties are going to come, hardships are going to come. Those are only going to polish you, are going to make you a better person with your patience, with your understanding, with your kindness, with your goodness, with your... None of us is born evil. None of us is born bad. Try to understand that. And finally, take time to share your past. All those skeletons in the cupboard which you never told her before you got married and which she never told you before she got married to you. Sit down, talk to each other, tell each other what is happening, how your father was an alcoholic, how you would get a beating at home, how your mother used to get a good beating from your father, or whatever the problems were. None of us come from, ideal families. We all have got skeletons in our cupboards. We need to talk about them. We need to love each other, accept each other. And when that happens, you will see what a beautiful family you have. Your child is a reflection of who you are. Your child is a reflection of who you are. So you owe it to yourself to heal your past. You owe it to yourself to build your relationship. You owe it to yourself to stand united before your child. Don't ever raise your hand on your children. Be kind to them, love them, bless them. Teach them how to accept no for an answer. Don't give in to every one of their screamings and shoutings. Tell them very sweetly and gently, no, my dear, I'm sorry, this cannot be done. And believe me, slowly the child will begin to pick up those new behaviors and it will work. So become one joyful family, one happy family. I'm sure there are many more areas which we have to touch upon, but I think for the present this will do till I come to my next episode. Thank you and God bless you.